Tonight, we are going to be focusing on sponsoring and developing others by learning some simple and effective sponsoring techniques from one of our top leaders, Laura Demetriou, and we'll also share how to effectively support those new cause entrepreneurs sponsored with getting started strong. So let's get started, okay? All right, you guys, Laura Demetriou actually was the very first leader I ever sat down with 2 years ago when I first started with ONEHOPE and got to know. And she is such a delight, you guys. She is the leader at the time for Whitacre. Laura exploded in her business soon after starting with ONEHOPE about 3.5 years ago, just when Pennsylvania first opened up for business as a state where we could deliver wine directly to the customer. She quickly became one of the top leaders in our company, and last year she received our Founders Award, recognizing her for her service and impact that she's made within our community. As with any leader facing the newness of our current situation with the COVID-19 pandemic, Laura made a decision to focus her time and energy on expanding her team through sponsoring and getting new CEs started with activity immediately. Laura and her team are breaking some significant company records this month. They have doubled their organizational volume, probably more than doubled by this time, mostly due to bringing on over 130 new cause entrepreneurs this month alone. Laura herself has sponsored 31 new cause entrepreneurs this month, which is amazing. This has never happened before, but Laura is paving the way and showing us that it can happen. And she is here tonight to be able to share with all of you how she's doing it and just really the simple methods and simple techniques that she's using. So everyone, please welcome Laura Demetriou. Laura?
Thanks, Chris, for having me tonight. Hey, everybody. I appreciate you having me on the call tonight, and I'm happy to share what has been working with me so well. So I will say that there is no special phrase that I use, and it really comes down to that consistency with your business as far as building your network, increasing your exposures. Like Chris said, I've been with ONEHOPE for a little over 3.5 years now. So you can see that continuing to do those steps have really been beneficial for my business. But I did want to share some key points as to what I do to help build my network. So for some things that I do, when I hold any wine tastings in-home or online, I always add each and every one of my hosts and my customers as friends on my Facebook personal page. This is a way that I can build those connections and they are able to get to know me. I also like to send thank yous to all of my customers. I also post something each day about my business on my personal page. Now, I know sometimes people are worried that you don't want to overpost about your business. So the way that I kind of break that up is that I like to alternate my posts with some uplifting quotes, family pics, and daily life. Again, we are in the relationship building business that, it's important that they get to know who you are and build trust. I also like to keep my content really positive. And when I first joined, and we're going to talk a little bit about as far as a Facebook group and a business page. When I first joined, I just had a Facebook group and I put all of my customers and hosts in there, but I quickly found, and I'm not sure if you guys have that problem at all, but I found that when I put them in there, or when somebody puts me in a group, I can never locate the group again. So it's really hard for me to go in and search and look at the products. So what I found was that I wanted to try a business page. And when I did a business page, I realized that, it might take longer to build a following with it, but people are actually following you and they want to see your content. Also with Facebook, it allows all sorts of fun tools and insights so that you can see who's looking and how much traffic and trends are happening in your business. And also another bonus is that a business page is searchable, right? So then it's more visible where people are able to look for you and look for your products that you offer. So really all I can say is that it's not just one thing or another, it's a combination of all of these things. And as a business owner, you need to be able to venture outside of your circle, no matter how good of a wine circle you think you have. You need to be constantly expanding. So if you want to be able to have a more business building success. You want to increase your business exposures and reach outs. So I was just going to ask if anybody wanted to take a guess as far as how many reach outs I did this month. So it was 1,000. I actually reached out to 1,000 people, 28 days. That's a ton of people. It's about 30 people a day, which is pretty awesome, right? That's, 30 people a day that I'm able to share the opportunity, that able to expand our mission with ONEHOPE. But you can see that's a ton of reach outs. So how did I find that many people to reach out to? So how did I find all these people? Here are some ways that you can increase your reach outs. Have you gone through all of your past business posts and messaged everyone, letting them know that you have a fabulous new special? So this could be from any post within however many years that you've been with ONEHOPE or months. Have you gone through your business page and messaged anyone that has ever showed any interest in the opportunity? Have you researched attraction marketing and implemented a plan for using it on your own social media outlets? This is a great way to increase the amount of people reaching out to you versus you reaching out to them. If you're utilizing attraction marketing, how effective and consistent are you at reaching out? Introducing yourself and sharing the opportunity. Are you taking the time to get to know your potential teammates and answering their questions? Believe it or not, there is a skill to this, and your words and approach do matter. So if you're looking for some pointers, I will recommend and introduce you to some of my friends, which is Grant Cardone, Jordan Belfort, Zig Ziglar, and Brian Tracy. And now when you're talking to and you're in contact with a potential teammate, just some things that I do, or some tips, is make sure that you can answer all the questions and guide your potential teammates towards a decision, right? You want to have a comfortable conversation. You want to get all of their questions answered. And the most important part is that once you've answered all of those questions, make sure you ask them to join you. I think that's huge. You don't want to just leave it implied. So 30 teammates is a lot, I would say, for sure. And I love and I appreciate all my new teammates, and I look forward to sharing fun wine adventures with them and help reaching their goals. I think the big thing is nobody's thinking of how many no's I went through, right? So when I look at the 31 out of 100, I kind of feel like maybe I need to improve my skills a little bit more, because that's about 1 out of 40 people that I talk to. So if you want to increase your numbers, you need to increase your reach outs. It's been an exciting month for sure. And it's definitely a team sport, and I wouldn't have this success without my leadership team. So I'm definitely going to give some big kudos and big shout out to all of my biggest supporters. You inspire me daily, and I'm just locking arms and sprinting to the finish with everybody. We have some big goals to crush this month, and we're ready to move ahead.
That's awesome, Laura. Thank you so much for sharing that. So you guys, one of the things that I can tell you about Laura is that when I first met her and I knew how she had exploded in her business when she first started growing, she told me exactly the same thing. She says, I really work it. I make sure that I go back and I comment on every single post that somebody has posted on my page. I make sure I follow up with people. And so she really does do what she just shared with you guys. And so if you want to have bigger numbers, bigger sponsoring numbers, that means you need to do more reach outs. You need to do more follow up. You just need to really work it. And you're going to find that as you're following up with people, as you're gaining your contacts and your customers and everything, and then you're following up with people, you are going to find some people that are going to say, not right now. So you want to make sure that you have a way to follow up with them in the future. So you find out, and Laura, maybe you have something that you want to share with everybody about how you do this. But when I was back in the business, back in the old days, I would always say, well, when would be a good time to get back with you? 2 weeks, a month? Would it be all right if I checked back in? Because you always want to make sure that you leave the door open until they close the door and they say they don't want to hear from you again. So I don't know, Laura, do you have an experience like that?
I would absolutely agree. If somebody just says that they're not ready right now, I think the best thing you can do is just ask, when can I reach out again? And they'll typically give you a time. They'll say, maybe after I move during the summer, or, after the school year starts. And it does, I think you're right, Chris. It gives you another reason then to be able to reach out to them and not feel like you're bothering them.
That's right. That's right. So you mentioned attraction marketing. Could you tell everybody what attraction marketing is?
So basically, it's just putting content out there that is piquing people's interest. so
Okay.
that you're not necessarily having to go and reach out to them all the time. They're actually coming to you.
Okay. So you guys, Laura and her leadership team did something pretty cool too, and that's a 15-day challenge for everybody on the team. And they did they put a script together, and the leaders all came up with different posts, and they shared these posts with everybody on the team, anybody who wanted to participate in it. So that once again is one of the reasons why not only Laura had really, really high sponsoring, but so did her team. And I mean, to bring in 133, I think is what I counted right before the call. It's pretty incredible. So congratulations, Laura, and congratulations to your team. You guys are definitely doing something great. And I think, you guys, this is just very simple. It's about creating the interest. It's about putting yourself out there and making sure that you're creating conversations with people. And whatever your technique is, as far as how you're going to follow up, whether it's having a conversation with somebody or having a discovery call with your mentor, it's about taking that next step after you create the interest and keeping it going. So lots to learn here as far as how simple it can be, but also how it does take work. Okay, thanks, Laura. I want to leave you guys with this great quote. Can't believe it. Napoleon Bonaparte said, "A leader is a dealer in hope." And I absolutely love that. Somebody a couple of weeks ago coined the term hope dealers. They said that we are hope dealers. And I really love that, because I thought, that's so true. We are always spreading hope, right? We deal hope. So when I saw this quote and saw that Napoleon Bonaparte said that, I thought, yes, a leader is a dealer in hope.